Game number 1 in our CCL match today. More Heroes of the Storm on the North American server with Granite Gaming against Chile Mountain. Well, Chile Mountain these days pretty much the punching bag of the CCL. So with another Heroes of the Storm best of 5 today, we have in our first map Battlefield of Eternity on the left side Granite Gaming with Nick on Kira, Nintori on Diva, Swamgarota is playing Tychus, we have Yasu on Lucio and Skork on Mirrodin. And over to the right side of the map, Dark Chimera is playing Deckard Kane for Chile Mountain, Make on Thrall with the Trolling Thunder on the level 1, Darkmog on Rexa, Gia on Chromie, and Backhold is playing Diablo. Yep, a little bit more action here from our Heroes of the Storm tournament, or our Heroes of the Storm League in 2020, at the end of 2020 to be exact. And it should be kind of interesting, because so far Chile Mountain has gotten spanked over and over and over again in every single game that they played. I mean, these guys lost now 15 maps in a row. 15! I mean, that's record-breaking no matter how you look at it, so kind of nuts. Granite Gaming is a bit of a weird and odd one out there too. They didn't really have the most successful season so far, but then they won against Team Oxygen just last week. So Granite Gaming came in from quite a few losses. Before that, they were only able to secure a 3-0 against the Sidestep Kings in their favor. So it was a little bit of a strange one that they all of a sudden turned it around and just beat the number 1 in the standings. But yeah, they are definitely on the up and coming, or at least you would think so. But we'll see what's going to happen today. Maybe Chile Mountain can turn it around, but as I said, it just starts where it ended last week with them losing heroes. So instantly we have Diablo going down. Of course, still early on in the game, but we'll see. Also, again, a little side note as we're heading into our best of 5 match here. We are playing all of this on the North American Heroes of the Storm server, which means that any player out of the European or the Korean, Asian Heroes of the Storm scene that you are seeing in here, they all play with a ping disadvantage, which has already pretty much established. So if you, for example, ask yourself, hey, why does someone like Dino not play his Trace or his Zeratul as reliable as he does in European events? That's one of the reasons. Ping disadvantages usually range between 120 MS up to 150 on average. Again, there's a couple of outliers, but that's normally what they have to deal with here. So just as a bit of a side note as we're heading into all of this. Also one of the reasons why occasionally you'll see certain wombos either not hit or not even drafted, because they just decide that it's a little bit too rough to lock all of those in. But as all of this plays out, let's have a bit of a look of who takes it here. I mean, we're pretty much at the bottom half of the standings right now. We have, in terms of our talents, on level 1, Mirrodin again with the Stormbolt quest. Also popping straight the Sledgehammer in on level 4, which means some extra damage against the objective. And a faster completed level 1 baseline quest, which is one of the main reasons why you actually go for the level 4, because it allows you to get the faster cooldown reduction and also the pierce, so then you can really work on your level 1 stacks, but also have more of an impact in the fights themselves. When we're talking about Tychus, we have even on level 4 now, instead of going into the bigger they are, we have in the rhythm again. We see lately both talents being taken. Oftentimes depending on the composition that gets played with, especially if you have a finisher with you that can capitalize on you burning a target down. In this case though, Nick, careful, swing to win, goes for Make, and bam! That's a kill against Thrall. The War Chief is down, Green Jesus or Green Moses is eliminated. A couple of early stacks also for Tychus level 4, which is really, really nice. If you are able to hit some early good trades and lock a few of those stacks in the rhythm, then you will be able to get a huge duration towards the later stages of the game. So Swamgarota with a good job here. We still have the attack onto the Immortal though. Potion of Shielding for Deckard Kane on the level 4. And the halftime show is won by Chile Mountain. Yeah. And I'm lying. Granite Gaming. The boys in blue. My bad. So now that we are with 5 versus 5 on the map again, 2 kills against 0, but as you can tell there so far, not really a talent advantage or anything. The aggression comes on the right side of the map, the bomb, nice! Oh my god, beautiful hit, nice damage, it's the end of Diablo, the rest is able to escape. That one is a great setup from Nintori. One of the players, by the way, that will also play in Meta Madness, which is going to start soon. Actually, the first live day of Meta Madness is going to be Thursday this week. So Thursday, Friday this week, and then Monday and Tuesday the following. We're going to start with the group stage for Meta Madness. And of course, the main event, as announced previously, will take place on the 26th and the 27th. So just after Christmas, when most people are at home and bored out of their mind and very happy if they finally can watch some proper Heroes of the Storm on a high level. Now that level 7 kicks in and the Immortal has been taken by Chile Mountain, we have Granite Gaming with a massive lead in kills, but they were just not able to lock in the objective itself, so they're still far ahead. They have taken the lead also in talents, but well, let's see what they can do here. For now, we got the Ancestral Rathin on level 7. That's already nice for Thrall, for sure. He's working it out against Yasuo a bit as the support comes in, but look over to Tychus. Svampgrota is able to get serious damage out, and the stacks are coming together quite nicely for him. We're only 5 minutes into the game and he's already sitting at 40. That's a lot, and that will allow him to get a mad duration on that talent. Now, generally speaking, if you have finishers, you will oftentimes see the bigger they are still, especially of course with any kind of stun lockdown combo. The bigger they are is still the standard to be taken, but depending on the map and the way that you're brawling it out, we've seen now a bit more in the rhythm been taken again. It's a little bit of a personal preference, at least to an extent now too. 4 kills to 0. In the meantime, we have only 5 stacks for Rex on his level 4. That's obviously always a bit of a weird one because you're in a position where you kind of want to go for the globe talent, but it's a 2-lane map. There's not really a lot of globes to be had. The objective spawns in the middle. If you control it, you get some extras, but if you lose out on it, then you could be in trouble stacking this. So it's not going to be easy for Rexstar to complete that in any reasonable time frame. And right now he's not looking too great here. If they can take extra camps together with the Orc, then they have of course a chance to also secure a few extra globes for him to make that progress a bit quicker. But right now it's not really happening. The bot lane fairly controlled by Chile Mountain on the other hand. They haven't gotten a single kill yet, and it's not looking good thus far at least. It's kind of baffling. I talked about it already in the previous weeks, but it's mind-blowing to see how players that are just playing on a pretty high level, generally speaking, have such trouble locking any wins in. I mean, they haven't even won a map yet, and that's a huge problem, because we talked about this in the past. These guys are all good. These guys are extremely good. I mean, they played in so many European tournaments, even recently, where they showed a completely different level of skill, but over here on the North American Heroes of the Storm server, things are just not flowing for them. Lack of motivation is probably a huge part of it, but now that we're ending the season, we'll see if they can at least win a map or two. Right now, we have 20 stacks for Muradin, by the way. Granite Gaming is working on the baseline quest for the Dwarf. And with level 10 abilities now on their side, they have the advantage as the objective spawns. Immortal is on the map, half a level is still missing for Chile Mountain. It's tricky for them to make a play here. So they need to wait, they need to soak some additional XP before they can do anything in this situation. Bot lane is trying to do exactly that, but the halftime show has been abandoned. They're not making a play for it. So here we go. Apocalypse is in, together with the Earthquake, so they have a couple of slow tools. They also have a potential setup with Deckard Cain, who can go for the stay a while and get wrecked. We'll see if they are able to wreck them, or if Dark Chimera will have to use it as they're trying to move out. He's already looking for the angle here. Yeah, hiding vision for now at least, but not able to lock anything in for them just yet. So time will tell if Chile Mountain is bringing it back here. Right now they haven't gotten a single kill yet. With 4 kills to 0, the blue team has done a decent job and is now looking to lock in another Immortal, and that would be a big boy with a huge shield if they're able to continue with it. Chromie is firing away with a long distance poke against the blue team's Immortal in the meantime. And slowly but steadily she's going to get the job done there. Muradin gets locked down by Thrall. Marke attack, careful. Thrall in trouble. The APOC, really nice in the choke point. The end of Thrall as he goes down. The explosion of D.Va, another kill. Deckard Cain is dead as well. And they're trying to make the play for Backhult, who once again bites the dust. 7 kills to 0. Chile Mountain is getting spanked once again. Granite Gaming with an absolute massive Immortal and shield, as Chile Mountain is just getting their ass kicked. Something that by now they should be used to. And I don't want to be too harsh, honestly. I really don't want to shit on them. It's not really fun to see them getting slaughtered time and time again. But they lost 15 maps in a row, and this here could be map number 16. So I'm sure that eventually they're going to win a map. It might happen today. Maybe they can do even a bit more. But the trend is definitely going against them. So they need some momentum, and up to this point at least, they have not been able to build that up at all. 26,000 damage for Tychus, 17,000 for Chromie. The fort is down, as you would expect. We have the solo laner still at the bottom of the map. And up to the top, they can now, of course, push still a bit more aggressively with the shield that we have right here. Yeah, Nick and his boys, they're still holding on to it. Shield is gone. Melee mode for the Immortal. And the wall is still getting taken down, but they are rotating straight for Darkmork. And, well, Darkmork should have seen this one coming, but he goes down, and that's now 8 kills to 0. It's actually a little bit insane that he did not see that coming sooner. That you still might get caught is one thing, but, I mean, someone must have called this, right? It's not like this is an insane rotation that you've never seen before in your life. This is just as standard as it possibly can get. So him getting caught by this is kind of crazy. It's one thing to die. It's another thing to be so far out on the lane that your opponent doesn't even have to try, but can just casually end your life there. Now we have a second fort eliminated. They can push through this too. A 2-level lead already, and we're only 10 minutes into the game. 55 stacks for Tychus, so that's a very sexy setup for him. Given that we're only 10 minutes in. We have 24 stacks for Meridian, so he's about to complete his own baseline quest that will allow him then to rely on the cooldown reduction and also the Pierce. Yeah, but things are rough over here. And not even to mention that they have, of course, a talent advantage at this point. Nobody has really died yet on Granite Gaming side. We saw the mech get destroyed a couple of times. There's the quest completed for Meridian, so good for Skok. He's gonna have that now as an added advantage, which doesn't really make the position for Chile Mountain any easier, if you think about it. So there's that. 20,000 damage for Chromie. Kira also has 20k, 23,000 for Diva. And as you can tell, with 33,000, Tychus is easily the top damage dealer in the game here. Also, as a bit of a side note, just the experience and how that came together, how that came to pass. Mercenary experience is already a huge advantage for Granite Gaming. They just did a better job controlling the Khazra camps at the top and at the bottom, which is of course made a bit easier if you're already in the lead on kills, talents and experience. But also, we're talking about minion experience and the passive experience right now. Are they taking the lead? Problem for Chile Mountain now that they have picked up their level 13 talent is simply that Granite Gaming will soon have a level 16 advantage. And so if they can force a fight before that happens, that would probably be the best situation for them. Question is always, does Granite Gaming give them that fight? Because they are just simply pushing out the bot lane as Svampgrota is trying to get some extra XP, and that is a pretty significant push too. Myrden is already sitting here at the sides and is absolutely ready to slow anybody down that is trying to move down to the bot lane to defend it. So the fight is happening, bot lane is getting pressured, level 16 is in, they're going for the quick pick on the talents right here. Apocalypse is out, they get the kill against Lulcio though, he's down, dropped the ult before he died though, and Backhold is equally eliminated. They try to get a little bit more, Diablo is gonna be back. Chromie already has her own 16, but here comes again Kira. Whee! Swinging around, trying to take Misha down. But as all of this happens, top fort is getting attacked, but so is the bottom keep, so that's a problem. Fight as Tychus goes down. Finally, a couple of kills here for Chile Mountain. Tychus and Kira are both eliminated. Diva has now moved to the top to try and save the fort, but we have a few heroes that move down to the bottom of the map to defend the keep itself. And that has taken way too much damage as is. So this is still a pretty dicey situation for Chile Mountain, regardless of the fact that they just decided the halftime show in their favor. So it's good for them. But now we have a 6-kill discrepancy still between the two. And an attempt to at least mitigate the damage a little bit. Stop the bleeding over here. Granite Gaming comes in. They have the sledgehammer on Muradin. He has 17 stacks now, which enhances the damage a bit more. So they burn it to, let's say, 55% of a shield, maybe 60. So now they still have to face the music. The big advantage is still there for the blue team, though, since they have a level 16 talent that Chile Mountain just doesn't have yet. And they won't. They won't have it for this push. So walls get taken down again just to limit the vision a bit on the map. And the question is, how much are they going to poke with this? Because the shield will be burned down very, very quickly. Muradin is already working on that too. Tychus Yeah, slides out. Mortal Stun doesn't really do anything. The shield is gone, which means melee mode. They're trying to push in, but they just don't have the talent. And here comes the attack. They're coming in for the Storm Bolt. And again, it is Diablo that's being focused first. And Berkult is about to fall. Nicely done. Good coordination. And that is it. Putting the lie to the meme that you should never focus the tank. Nope, you should definitely focus the tank, especially if you have a coordinated setup that can burn him down quickly, as you can see here. Diablo's not the only one that dies, so is Deckard Cain. The old geezer gets eliminated, and that opens a push-up at the bot lane for Keep and maybe Core, as we're seeing Granite Gaming just being done with this. And yeah, they're making the play. They're coming in for it. They're just saying, you know what, guys? Let's try it. Let's go. They have to make sure that they're not throwing over here. And now that D.Va is down, they might have to fall back. They haven't even eliminated the shield yet, so a bit premature maybe. But then again, they're also covering for the push at the top, where the catapult is already on the keep itself. So that's pretty sexy, because that will be another lane that is under enormous pressure from Granite Gaming. And if that thing falls, yeah, even better. Talking about falling, Thrall is down, and it seems like Diablo dies for the 7th time in this game. So does Rexa, by the way. Rexa is dead too, the top keep is still taking damage, and what seemed like a decent defense all of a sudden turns into a second attempt to go for core and go for game. They want the lead in the Heroes of the Storm series. They're coming in with another Stormbolt for Mirrodin, and there's absolutely nobody to stop them anymore. It's a 5-man wipe, baby. They wiped the entire team off the map, and Chile Mountain loses map 16 in a row in the CCL in the Heroes of the Storm League. Absolutely crazy. This is a horrible start into the best of 5 for them, as we are heading into the second game of the best of 5 series.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
It's getting wild in here. We are hoggering it up a little bit, and not only that, we're looking for more meat in game number 2. Oh yeah, Granite Gaming with the lead against Chile Mountain as we're heading into the second map of our Heroes of the Storm match. The best of 5 continues with Towers of Doom. Nick on Chromie, we got Swamgrota on the Butcher, Yazu on Tyrande. They're going wild here. Tyranda's your support, really? I mean, I can see the idea behind it, but that is still quite far out there. Skog on the Nubarak and Intori on D.Va as Chile Mountain comes in with Chimera on Stukov, Berkult on Varian, Gia on Zeratul, Maka on Tigers, and Dartmork is playing Hogger. Alright, let's go. So many things to talk about here already. So first of all, we got the Bones to Gnaw on level 1 for him. So going into Mood Horde here. So it's going to be kind of interesting how they are going to deal with that. So all about staggering blow, at least for now. But it will be a bit of a wild setup, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, because what we're seeing from the blue team surprises me a little bit more than that we are having Hogger. Yeah, unstoppable frames are kind of nice, right? Spin to win, baby, as he's going straight for the Hog Wild and makes it out as the Butcher is trying to get his first few stacks together. Now, the big thing is really that pick into Tyrande. Now, when do you pick Tyrande? Tyrande is usually a hero that was picked in the past because of a Hunter's Mark on Battlefield of Eternity to burn the Immortal down. But outside of that, it's kill compositions. You're looking for stuns, and you're looking to follow up with Hunter's Mark and a Tyrande stun, and then blowing the target away. And we have a lot of setups already from them. They can engage with a Nubarak, then can follow up with Tyrande, and on top of that, they have Butcher, of course, too. So they try to follow up with a kill thanks to Chromie and the Butcher, stack him, and just get all of that slowly set and done. And the idea behind it isn't really all that bad. It's kind of good. But Tyrande is not a hero that these days can really keep up with the damage output that gets dished out. So she's not really the support that you normally go for. And I've seen a couple of Tyrande picks lately, and they all failed. Gia, he doesn't get out right. Great coordination by the blue team, but he just wasn't enough. And Zeratul gets away. And that illustrates the problem already a bit. I mean, if you can't take a squishy like Zeratul down, then you are going to be in trouble. And that was a perfectly coordinated attack with every single piece of the equation falling into place. I'm really curious if they can make that work. Chile Mountain, they have a setup that is also quite aggressive here. The lockdown with taunt on Varian is of course something that we are seeing a lot. Here comes the engage, and talking about Varian, they are really going for him. But Berghult makes it out, nice. And again, no kill for the Butcher. They're sitting at 32 stacks now on the baseline for him. But it's still a wild game. And talking about wild, Darkmork all the way up at the top with a level 4. The aggro range. Yeah, and honestly, that Unstoppable is one of the strongest things that Hogger currently has in his kit. I mean, when you're talking about that hero, it's really mostly about the Hog Wild. It makes him incredibly difficult to deal with in a lot of situations because you just simply cannot lock him down. And he's one of the heroes that is a little bit sleeper. I mean, honestly, at the beginning when he was released, the comments were all over the place. Worst hero ever, oh my god, he's amazing. But just lately, it seems like a lot of the European players in particular seem to agree that he can be incredibly impactful and is quite strong when played correctly, because he can just destroy your backline, especially thanks to those unstoppable frames. It's definitely difficult to deal with him if he's played correctly. Darkmork is currently channeling through. We have the same happening up at the top, so an easy exchange and shots on the bell towers, with D.Va locking in a second altar for Granite Gaming, so they take an early advantage here. But now we also got on level 4, how the bigger they are. This time it makes a whole lot of sense. But Varian, no way, no way. Don't tell me he gets out of there. Whoa! Stukov with a save and the body blocking against the Butcher. That's 15 stacks lost. Nicely done. Berghult somehow survived all of this. Just as I was about to talk about the bigger they are, we saw in the previous game the In the Rhythm pick instead on level 4, but now that you're playing with Varian, you of course want to burst the target down as quickly as you can. It's not about high sustainable damage throughout an entire team fight. You want to have on-point damage as quickly as possible and then finish the target off, and that's what they're gonna do with the bigger they are here. So, first time that we actually have Hogger in games. I mean, it's also the first time that he's honestly allowed in these matches. We have in terms of builds, now with the Bed of Barbs on level 4, Nubarak heading into his level 7 with the Chitinous plating again. Cooldown reduction is the name of the game for him. Darkmork has in the meantime going still into the Loot Horde. Cooldown reduction here with the Garbage Fire. And in the middle of the map there's a bit more aggression coming in as well. Yeah, so Darkmork specking a bit in the trades. The level 1 and the level 7 talent, both specking into trade talents, at least for now. And we'll see how much more he can do with that. Outside of this, the Hog Wild obviously getting prioritized here. I'm sure we're gonna get a few more builds and variations with Hogger in the near future. Also a hero that will be allowed in Meta Madness no matter what. Yeah, a little bit of a camp taken at the bottom. Still have only 1 kill. As it happens, a kill for Chile Mountain. And they're trying to come in with a taunt again. Yeah, nice follow-up from Stukov, of course, perfect with that. Darkmork coming in with a Hog Wild, trying to make the play here. Yazu, careful, and there it is, the kill against Tyrande. She just doesn't have an escape in this situation, and oftentimes is the weak link. Right now, we have a channel. Darkmork is able to make it happen, and that means they draw even in points on the core with their opponent. Yep, nicely done. Alright, so all the way up to the top, we got Nintori. He's holding a strong. Darkmork is falling straight back onto the offlane. So, yep, playing the offlaner here the entire time with Zeratul just having the rotation happen. Gia with a bit of a mixed build right now. We've seen it before. The level 1 spec into his cleave, which we're going to see then on level 16 complemented by the Void Slash. Outside of that, though, going into the Seeker in the Dark here on 7. And his level 10 choice is going to be interesting. I talked a lot about the differences between the Might of the Narazim and Void Prison. But with the particular problems of ping, they might go into Void Prison just because they feel they can't make those plays. Right now, they are making plays, though. They lose Zeratul, but they're turning it against Anubarak and against Tyrande. So the sniper comp yielded them a kill, but they're losing 3 in the process. And that is not really where you want to end up if you're starting to get some kills in. So after they took down Zeratul, there's the first 2 to fall. And then the entire thing continues. And I gotta say, after 16 maps lost, it seems like Chile Mountain finally gets a bit of an advantage. And there it is. 5 kills to 1, level 10, 1 level lead. Maybe this is the one where they turn it around. Level 10 revealed what I just said to be true, by the way. Gia decides that he can't play this out with Might of the Narazim and goes into the Void Prison instead. Again, the perfect example on where you have the ping influencing the players' decisions on their heroics and on their build directly. That's something that on the European server you wouldn't have seen that way. Great taunt against the perfect target, but the follow-up just isn't there. Darkmo comes in, hoggers it up, and the grenade finishes the job as Tyrande falls. The cocoon is out, and they go for Swamgrota, who dies again, loses another 15 stacks, and that is just bad news right now. Yeah, that kind of hurts. Another channel, therefore, from Make at the bottom, another 4 shots fired. And I don't know what's happening here, but Chile Mountain all of a sudden is on the way to maybe even win a game. Now, I don't want to call this too early, because let's face it, it's Chile Mountain after all. But yeah, maybe. Hogger with a bit of extra damage right now too. Went into the Hordepult as his level 10 ability, by the way. So yeah, as far as heroics go, as you can see here. They take another camp just as we speak. And in the meantime, we still have Hogger dealing with the top lane. And just like checking the damage output, you can see that he's with 46,000 damage, doing pretty decent on the siege damage. I mean, he's not quite on the level of D.Va, who's obviously diligently rotating around between the lanes. But then again, you have also Zeratul and even Tychus helping out with a lot of the siege damage on lanes here. So he doesn't really have to. Level 13 talents now give us also the lockdown from Stukov. That's going to be highly impactful. A little bit more of a Hawkwild spec now from Darkmok on his Hogger setup here. And as I said, this is going to be his most impactful ability. I mean, the 30 armor is going to be absolutely deadly on this. They're starting to jump in again. Yasuo, oh, that VP didn't do jack shit for them. Swamgrota gets attacked and he's dead again. Vegan Butcher confirmed. 0 meat baby. He has nothing. He has absolutely nothing here. And you can tell it's also difficult for them to really control Darkmok in a lot of these situations. It's all comes down to the way on how exactly they're going to play out the Hawkwild here. Explosion is out. Darkmok immediately spins out of the danger zone. But with 8 kills to 1, they are just crushing. The problem is that you cannot really play the composition that the blue team has when you're behind. This is a composition that is heavily designed to play to get ahead and stay ahead. And now they are in this weird conundrum where they want to get kills, but they have to engage against an opponent that has an advantage over them. Not only in experience, but also in talents. So how do you make that happen? You need to isolate someone on the map. You need to find a target that's alone, blow it up, and then try to bridge the gap as quickly as you can. And it's just not happening right now. Chromie going into the temporal loop on level 10, by the way. Now that the medallions are gone, that makes a whole lot of sense. Second altar gets channel 2. That's another couple of shots fired, and we're down to 20 points on the core for them. So, yeah, there's that. 13 against 13 at least. And here it is. The next kill attempt. And it's just not really working out. Swamgrota gets pushed out. Berghold is alive. And instead we're seeing the play for Nubarak, who dies. And they're trying to get a little bit more here. Darkmok trying to bounce off the walls and continue that play a bit, but can't. And still trying to make a play for Swamgrota. Chia, he has to get out. Moves away from it, but you can tell how much pressure there simply is right now. So, yeah, it's a bit of a devastating situation for Granite Gaming to be in. And I'm going to be blunt. Blue team shouldn't be able to turn this around anymore, not with this composition. I said it right from the beginning. They are really reliant on getting their kills, and they're playing a sniper composition in which Tyrande plays a crucial role. But if she's the one being chased, she's not going to have a good time. And she goes up against Hogger, who can enter the back line with his Unstoppable. We also have Zeratul there. A taunt from Varian can ruin your day. Let's not forget that follow-up from Stukov. That is just going to be so crucial for them. So, a very interesting situation, since this might really be the first game in this entire season of the CCL where Chile Mountain could win. Kind of incredible. But okay. Let's wait this one out and see what else we're gonna get. Maybe there is still an opportunity to go back. A couple of mistakes made from Chile Mountain could allow Granite Gaming to come back into this. But instead, we're seeing another sniper setup. They're catching D.Va on the rotation, trying to burn her down. Survives for now. Gia, good juke. Nicely done. Dodging out on a lot of damage that Chromie could have put on him. Yeah, Hogger got actually cocooned here. 24 stacks now for Swamgrota. Miles away from getting anywhere close to completion of his baseline quest. So the Butcher at this point is more or less useless. Slaughterhouse could change things. I mean, if you bring it to 20, then maybe you have an opportunity here. but even that is a bit of a stretch. As called at the beginning, we now have a level 16 Void Slash, so that's exactly what we expected here. And exchange in altars, but there's still, of course, one at the bottom of the map that we're looking onto next. Yeah, Hogger in the meantime went for the headbanger as his level 16 talent right now. Okay, so all about the terrain collisions at this point. 12 to 28 with the top push coming in against the forts. Yeah, terrain collisions is really what he's looking for, as you can see here, with the additional damage then. And also the mini-stun that comes through with that. Svamgrotta, same time, is also getting attacked here as they're trying to hold on to the bell tower. And the rotation from the bottom is now colliding with them from the side with another good move against Yasu. Tyrande is in trouble and Tyrande is down. Honestly, I'm still a bit baffled that teams are trying to make Tyrande work lately, because she has been obliterated every single time that she was drafted into a team. Didn't really matter if it was on Battlefield of Eternity or any other map. It wasn't a lot, but I think this is the 4th time now that we're seeing her, and every single time the Tyrande team gets just absolutely murdered. The only way I believe to really make her work is if from the beginning you are able to just use your advantage with a sniper composition to get far ahead and never allow your opponent to come back. If you can that snowball going, then yes, that might be something that works out for you. But if there is any wrench in the machinery that shuts it down, then you are going to suffer the consequences later on in the game. So now with 1 to 10 kills, we have a mad advantage for Chile Mountain here. We're still seeing at the bottom of the map our little actually the top altars are now in. Hogger still doing his thing here. Damage numbers, just to give you guys a bit of an idea. 95,000 damage for him now. Great area for Hogger. Here we go. Spin to win, baby. That one messes up a little bit. Could have maybe bounced off a bit differently right there. But now we see him getting chased, and he might be in trouble. But they're following up with a bit more help. They're trying to go again for Svamgrotta, and it's a triple kill, baby. They are murdering them. 14 kills to 1, a 2-level lead. It's a double altar on the map. Yes, they only hold 4 bell towers, but that's at least 8 shots fired, and that means it is game over. It's unbelievable, I know, but it seems that Chile Mountain is finally gonna win a map. The streak is about to be broken. Unless something insane happens here, it's a 5 versus 2. How can you possibly defend this? I don't think they can. That's the end of Anubarak. They're looking for the 5-man wipe. Chimera is channeling it through. And Chile Mountain finally wins a map. It's unbelievable, but they did it. GG. Towers of Doom goes to the red team. Nicely done. Well played here. Granite Gaming defeated on the second map of the best of 5. It has finally happened, everybody! Chile Mountain took a map win! Yes, it is hard to believe, understand. I'm still wrestling with that newfound information too. But now we're heading into game number 3, and we have a very interesting combo from Granite Gaming now. It was already a little bit weird to see them with this Butcher Tyrande pick on the second map. Maybe they felt that against Chile Mountain they can troll a little bit. They quickly learned that that wasn't the case. Now we have them with Suljin, played by Nintori. We got Nick on Diva, Yasuo on Oriel. Muradin played by Skok, and Svamgrotta on Uther, a double support Suljin. Whereas Chile Mountain is coming into the game with another variant Stukov combo, played by Bakul and Chimera. We have Mako and Tychus, Darkmook and Uriel this time, and Gia is playing Hanzo. So it's a very weird setup. So first of all, the idea of Chile Mountain with their lineup is obviously very similar to what they played in the last game. I mean, the core of the heroes is the exact same. You come in with Varian, you drop the taunt, Stukov follows up, and then you have Tychus with the damage. You can always finish the target off with Hanzo or with Uriel. And that in and of itself is already a strong composition, as we not only have seen on map number 2 in this best of 5 series, but previous Heroes of the Storm matches have shown the same thing. So that is one part of all of this. But then you look over to Granite Gaming and you're like, what? Full on focus onto Suljin. I mean, I don't know if they're trolling. I mean, they're trolling definitely a little bit. I mean, they got Suljin after all. Dad joke, I'm sorry, it's out of the way right now. I had to go for it and you know it too. So don't cringe here. No, 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 no. Someone had to do it. You were all thinking it. I just did it, alright? I just had the balls to do it. So now it's out of the way. Now we can focus on it. Either way, they focus fully on Suljin with this. And this is a bit of like 2017 super hyper carry setup. I'm not so sold on it though. I mean, we'll see if it works out for them. If they can stack him properly, then fair enough. This is a map where you have a lot of brawls going on. If you play Suljin on any map, this might be a good one for it. But I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a success for them. I would have expected them to go into a very standard draft after what happened in game number 2, where they tried to play a little bit out of the box. But now, I don't really know. So, we have in the meantime, by the way, no stacks for Suljin, no stacks for Muradin. Oriel, Uther has a couple. Oriel didn't go into any stacking yet, now on level 4, she remedies that. Same storm mode setup for the Dwarf again, the early level 4 talent. As you can see, items have already been taken. The blue team got the better end of it, at least initially. The bigger they are comes in with Taunt, as we've seen on the previous map, for very good reason. And at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to the question how far Nintori can really stack his baseline. He's level 7, very likely also going to add up on this. And so far, it's not really working out at all, because the first thing that happens is that he gets absolutely murdered. Hanzo comes in with the damage after Bergholt made the engage, and that's the first kill for Chile Mountain, who finally have found a little bit of momentum. Wouldn't it be funny if all of a sudden Chile Mountain, after losing 16 games in a row, are now unleashing a monstrous win streak? You know, like the dab has broken, all the skill is flooding out. Finally, the spell has been broken, and they're just crushing everything and everybody. That would be kind of funny. Unfortunately for them, there are probably not enough games left this season to really make it happen. I guess they could continue a perfect run in the playoffs if they are able to win the games here and the next week. We're obviously in Playday number 6 now, which leaves us with only the 7th Playday in the regular season. But yeah, first objective is up. Top lane gets pushed, and Oriel goes down. Girl got whipped over here. And now we have Marker and his boys with the second kill in their hands, and a good lead that they could now use to grab the advantage on the checkpoint. Problem is that is right now in the hands of Granite Gaming, and they are actually taking an advantage here. Seems like at the top they are hoping for Nick to step out a bit too fast so that they can take him down too. Spoiler alert, didn't happen. Instead, we'll see the taunt on Muradin. The dwarf locked down. Hop, little dwarf. Hop, hop, hop. And he gets out. Dwarf hops away. Arcanite axes are now in for Suljin. So he has 3 stacks in. Level 7 for Muradin. What are we going to see? Skull Crusher. Yep, it is Skull Crusher. Alright. So 2 kills to 0, and the red team has taken over. So let's make this happen. Bottom of the map. Muradin. Yeah. Uther. Sorry, the beard confuses me. Holy Fire as the level 4 for him. And still holding on to the point. We got a couple of items that are now also being claimed. There's of course still turrets about. And yep, it's party time. Suljin needs stacks. He has a few on his 7, but he pretty much has nothing on the baseline. And that's really what you want to stack to make him a late game monster. You want those auto attacks coming in. Finally has an opportunity to at least land a few against Urel over here. Alright, Darkmok hops out. And there's the heal with the double support and all the sustain that brings with it. 2 stacks now. And are they going to give this one up? I really don't think so. With 2 kills to 0, you would expect them to make a bit of a fight for it. But no, they're giving it up. Protector is taken. Protector is in. Granite Gaming has the advantage on the first objective as we speak. And let's go. Yeah, getting a little bit closer to level 10 here. Only 2 stacks for Nintori on the level 1. Yeah, and he dies again. These lockdowns are just too hard, and the combo is always the same. I mean, again, it's Varian, Stukov plus damage. That's pretty much what you want to go for. And look how quickly they're burning that Protector down too. This thing is not going to take the Fountain down. Fountain is what you want, and they are not going to be successful with this. No, no, no. Gets burned down super easily. There's another setup, and they might even get a kill. Svamgrota barely lives, somehow makes it out. And Muradin, there's the level 10, there's the arrow, and the dwarf is dead. 4 kills to 0. Here comes Odin. They're popping everything now. They're going for it. Another taunt. Svampgrota low, and another kill. Double support or no double support, it doesn't matter. If the combo hits, then you're in trouble. They need the Divine Shield, honestly. They need a Divine Shield. I mean, it doesn't really matter what Oriel does. Aegis is in. Aegis is fine. Now Suljin also has his panic button, so things are starting to get a little bit better. Muradin, given the choice, so the other heroes could technically try and go into the stun, but even he now uses a panic button move by committing to the Divine Shield, and they kind of have to. The whole idea is to break through the taunt combo, and if they can make sure that the target survives, that's gonna be nice. But we are 6 minutes into the game, nearly 7 minutes into the game, and Suljin has 3 stacks on the baseline. That is absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't know what to say, guys. Like, he has 2 deaths and 3 stacks, so it could be that he's drawing even in just a moment. It's getting a bit bonkers over here. Like, not really what you want. Reminds me a little bit of the Butcher in the last game. That didn't work out either, and now they are really putting all their eggs into the Suljin basket, and it doesn't look good. Now, that can change. It always can. Good Divine Shield, allow him to stack a little bit, get the ult out when he's low, and just like hammer away. And it might be a chance for you to bring this back and have him dropping names in the late game. But right now, they're at least getting something done against Urel. Talking about Urel, ult is out. Darkmog, 5-man commitment to the Space Goat. And Darkmog, of course, goes down eventually. Finally, is getting taken out. The problem is, they lose a fort. They just killed the Space Goat and lost the fort, and as the blue team keeps pushing, they're saying like, well, if you push the bot lane and want our fort, we're gonna push for keep. What is this? Gold? What's happening? Come on, boys. Back home. Alright, committing, moving back, and that's 13-1 now. How does Granite Gaming, from kicking Team Oxygen's ass and taking them down with a 3-2, to looking so rusty all of a sudden on the next Playday against Chile Mountain, who have been the butt of the league for this long? Something has definitely happened here, but oh boy. Now we have level 13 talents. That gives us also the spray and pray. We have, of course, the violent reaction. This game is by no means over, but this is not really what I expected as I came in today for the commentary. And I gotta say, I'm happy about this. I mean, who wanted to see another ass-kicking against Chile Mountain? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. They finally took a map, they broke the spell, and today they might have the chance to even lock in a match win if they continue like this. Stormbolt connects, but so does the taunt. Aegis is out already. Nice timing here. Well done by Yazu. They're still trying to turn it, and all of a sudden the blue team doing a little bit better here. Big arrow from Gia. Avatar has to be used too, and even the Divine Shield has been committed here by Uther. A lot of ults already getting dropped, and they're making another play for Muradin, and this time I think they're succeeding. They take the dwarf down. That's 6 kills to 1. The whip comes in as we have the wall stun against Backhold, but they just cannot secure a kill. They just can't. What's happening here? Okay, so now move towards the top. Try to push this out. Keep in mind, the fort has fallen. Therefore, there's no fountain. The team that won the Protector has lost their fountain and is now making a play for the bot lane. They want that goat meat. They want those goat burgers, the goat cheese. They want it. But Gia is helping out. And as they're making the play for the bottom 4 to at least prepare for objective number 3, we have Stukov up at the top. The Admiral himself has started to take the advantage for them. But they're still pushing this out a little bit. Bot lane has even been defended, so the fort isn't down. Fountain has been destroyed. That's already good. Yeah, what else are we going to get here? Damage output. 14,000 for Suljin. Top damage. And then you look over to Hanzo with 26k. You realize that, well, Tigers has 22. And very quickly, this adds up to a lot of trouble for Granite Gaming. They need stacks. They committed to a hyper carry in a Suljin play. But Suljin is currently turning into Luljin, because he is just not really getting anything done. I mean, that damage output is pathetic. He just doesn't get any stacks. He was focused 2-3 times in those fights. He didn't get a chance to really get a lot of auto attacks in. Now that they have some tools that can keep him alive, that might get a little bit better. But the objectives that we've seen so far have very quickly been decided. The problem is the talent advantage for Chile Mountain. There's no way for Suljin to really stack if he's not finding himself in a sustained fight. And usually when you're looking at this map, we have a lot of those. Not so in this game. That's a huge problem right now. And Nintori is just sitting there. It's like, boys, I need some team fights. We need to get something done here. Or I'm not going to do anything in that team in that late game. I can tickle them a little bit, but that's about it. So if they're really, really ticklish, then we might have a chance here. But damage, nice joke. 25,000. 25,000. Yeah, you wish. 25 stacks on the level 7. Can you imagine 25,000 insta kills with every single swing? It would be insane. Either way, now that they're coming in for the fort, they're going to take this one down. Diva's trying to get experience at the top for the team to bring Granite Gaming on level 16. It's not happening. Suljin is finally getting some auto attacks through. That's good for him, as long as he survives all of this. But yep, is sitting at 11 stacks now. Another 4, and he's going to be finally in a position where he at least gets the auto attack range. That's going to make his entire play so much easier. But they lose Oriel again. And it's just, it's a huge problem. These grenades of Tigers are doing work. The objective allowed them to take the bot lane and destroy the fort. Now they're still a level ahead. 7 kills to 1. And it's a brutal game. The Dwarf commits now that they finally picked the talent to the Dwarf launch. But yeah, they need those 15 stacks for Suljin. Once that he has the range increase, it's not going to turn the game on its head, but it's definitely going to make it easier for him. Now we got the No Mercy. And I'm not quite sure what he's asking about, who he's asking here. I mean, it's not like his team is in any position. Like, they could ask for mercy, but not the other way around. So, yeah, maybe more of a statement, because Chile Mountain currently is showing none of it. It's kind of insane, Chile Mountain. They lost everything this season. Everything. Not even a map win. Now they took the second map against Granite Gaming. On game number 3, it feels like they are so far ahead. That's going to be so difficult for Granite Gaming to come back here. And of course the big question is the blue team just playing these comms a little bit too memey? First the Turan, the Butcher setup, can still explain it with them believing that they can take Chile Mountain down pretty easily if they just snowball a little bit. But now on this map they are going into a Suljin play. That's something that we've seen from Maka in the past occasionally, but even there on the European server with very little success and with way more stacks. Level 7 Arcanite axes are at least doing a little bit of damage, but even there it's not looking too fantastic. 34 is nothing to write home about. Now there's the 11 on the baseline. Now that Urel is moving in, they could also be forced into another fight over there. But, well, let's see. Bit of a poke from Gia, nothing too crazy. They give this up. The item control isn't bad. If you're looking towards Granite Gaming, they have by now 2 healing beacons, and they also have 2 turrets. That's 4 items in their hands. 4 really solid ones. So that's very, very good. But the discrepancy in experience? That's a different story. Because that immediately means that you're hoping for level 20 on the third objective if you're Chile Mountain. And of course for a couple of kills there too. So there's a lot that comes together for this. Now, we got, of course, Uther with his own level 16. Benediction allows them a few more stuns, and they need control. Damage output by now, 19,000 for Suljin. Yeah. Urel has nearly that much. Varian is only 5k behind him. Yeah, the fights are just not going their way. Now, the objective gets announced, and Urel finds herself in the 1 versus 1 against Diva. Top side gets pushed a bit further. They want the 20. They need the experience. Yeah, they're coming in and taking a few more minions down. Maka is rotating away as they're looking towards the mid lane in an attempt to maybe even take the fort down if they get an opportunity here. It's 9 more seconds until the objective at the bottom of the map gets announced. And let's go. Arrows up. Everything's up. Everything's up, and the level 20 will be available after they take the wave here. Shortly after. Yeah, they nearly got it now. Yeah, and with the level 20, how big are the chances of Granite Gaming, even with the advantage in items, to say, okay, let's go, we'll take that fight? Slim to none, I'd say. Can you soak this entire level before the objective is taken? Like, not sure about that. Bullseye is in. There's also now the taunt upgrade with the vigilance and the big red button. Okay. So here's the opportunity, maybe to even take another camp. We could also try to just like hide, but no. They have 3 turrets already. Working on turret number 4. Level lead, as I said, there's no way Granite Gaming takes this. That's another item to be claimed. 5 turrets by now. 5 turrets. Everybody has a turret. Oh, Meritin! Actually, the borders, honestly. Neither Aegis, Divine Shield, nor Muradin's avatar were used in this. They just said, no, he is fine. He's fine. Believe. Believe, baby. He's got to get out. And he did. So that was important. Top fort will fall. Granite Gaming is taking it. The whole play, of course, for the blue team is currently to get level 20 so that they can defend. So Nick is really likely going to be here for a bit longer, trying to take the wave down. But in the meantime, the bot lane push is progressing. Yeah, Chile Mountain, they want to go for it now. They open the wall up and keep their taunt in mind. If Backholt gets a taunt against anybody and they can follow that up, it would be nice. Stukov is in the protector on the other hand, so he got to be careful too. But the keep is definitely going to fall. D.Va is now back at the bottom of the map, but the level 20 is still not ready for them. Yeah, keep is down, and in we go. Another big play. They're trying to make the push here, all right. Bit more damage against Skog. They're trying to go for core. They're trying to end the game here. Level 20 is still not ready for Granite Gaming. The shield is falling. They're making the play here. The rocket fists are coming out. Turrets are getting dropped everywhere. The explosion in the back, but the core is getting burned down quickly. And Chile Mountain is going for the victory right now. 50% on the core, and they still got all of their heroes in play. It's looking great for them, and they take the lead. They lose Stukov, but they take the lead. A 2-1 advantage for Chile Mountain against Granite Gaming on play number 6 of the CCL. Game number 4. We are on Infernal Shrines, everybody. Granite Gaming against Chile Mountain. And Chile Mountain is on fire today. All that ice is melting. And it's sweeping Granite Gaming away. The blue team with Nick on D.Va, apparently the memes are over. They're going into more of a normal build. Yasuo's playing Rhaegar in this game, but we got Skog on Diablo, we got Nintori on Leo, so they're going for 3 frontliners with Swamp Grotta on Tychus once again. On the right side of the map, finally now that their variant combos got shut down, Chimera and Alexstrasza for the Dragon Queen. Gia is playing Zeratul again, as he did in game number 2. Darkmog on Urel. Make playing a classic here, going into Make Mephisto. And we got Backholt on Jojo. Yeah, Magus Mephisto is actually so feared, or was so feared in European circles for a long time, that players banned Mephisto out specifically against his team. Against anybody else, they just didn't give a shit about Mephisto. Nobody really played it. Mako, on the other hand, he was really dropping names left, right, and center. So now he's going to try and do the same thing here on the North American Heroes of the Storm server. We also have Zeratul for Gia again. I would expect that we once again are going to see the Void Prison because of the ping and not Might of the Narazim, but still. And at the top side, we got Nintori going up against the Darkmog over here. A little bit of a brawl down at the bottom of the map as all of this continues. Let's see if they can also do a bit of damage here. So far that's not really the case, but maybe now. There's the engage. Not yet. I like it though. I like that Granite Gaming is now going for more of a standard composition. If that's going to be enough or not, that's a completely different story and time will tell. But I really feel that especially game number 2, they were just a little bit too far out. To be fair, if you go up against a team that has lost 16 maps in a row, and you just dominated them on the first one, you're already 1-0 in the best of 5, I can understand the impulse to just spice it up a little bit and then go for the Butcher setup. But game number 3, also dropping the Soljin here. Yeah, with the double support, I'm not sure if that didn't just go a little bit too far. Either way, now they're behind, so they have to really go full serious mode if you want to bring this one back, and I think that's what this game is going to be all about. Trying to make sure that you're just winning based on better play in general, and we'll find out if they can manage that, because Chile Mountain is now in a position that they haven't been in this season. They are winning, they have momentum, and apparently they're enjoying that experience quite a bit. Now on level 1, we got Alexstrasza with the little life. And yep, up at the top. There we go. Stacks again for Tychus, as we've seen. I think it's game number 1, right? Off we go. Alrighty, so there we go. Backfoot gets attacked. Ooh, full on cleave build. Alright, running cleave as well. Okay. That's a different attempt. Cooldown reduction with Eternal Retaliation. Some stacks are now coming in on the level 4. And, by the way, Ghastly Reach. Yep, Ghastly Reach for Leo. So, with the setup, especially with them also having Nick in the same team, on D.Va, they just decided that they don't have to go for Neil Peasant. Which is, of course, already lost. Fantastic talent name. One of the best. But with the Ghastly Reach, could be one of those setups where they are going for an old school build with the Ominous Wraith and the Royal Focus on level 13 and level 16. That might actually be the case here. With that level 4 talent, that would give you a pretty good stance on the Shrine fights. Either way, he of course now also has the Reach, so that he can just get a lot more AoE in on this one. But they are jumping onto the first Protector fight, first Punisher fight, in the attempt to lock that in quickly. And they're doing a great job here, 16-2. Even with Dragon Queen on your side, it's going to be difficult for Chile Mountain to contest. They have Macke jumping in over and over with Mephisto, hoping to do something here, and so far it's not really working out too well. It seems like they have to let the first one go. 30 out of 40 have already been accomplished. Granite Gaming, full lock on this one. Now, to be fair, Chile Mountain obviously not fully commit to this at any point. They had Zeratul at the bottom of the map and Urel all the way up at the top. So they are just trying to push the lanes out a bit and see if they can get some value there. But they still have to face the music in the middle as both teams hit their level 7 talents. As they jump in the bait straight over, they should still be able to take at least the wall down. That needs to be the goal here. Level 7 now with the Diabolical Momentum. Also, we got Cleanse from Rhaegar. Little doggy is going to do his thing. Went on level 1, not into the totem, but into the wolf run instead. So the level 16 synergy between those talents is not going to be there. But it allows them to push through the bottom of the map now, just slightly, and start to do some work here. So, as you can tell, play for Macke. That seems like he's going to be able to get out. There's even some assist from Alexstrasza, who's immediately ready and says, hey, even if they go for you, I'll make sure that there's going to be a heal waiting for you when you bounce back. So, yeah, just stay tight. Not a single kill in this game yet. Everybody is playing this a bit closer to home. Understandable, especially from Granite Gaming's perspective. They have to win 2 in a row if they want to decide this match in their favor. And I have to highlight it again because it's easy to forget given how this series is currently going. Granite Gaming took down Oxygen last week. They took down Team Oxygen. They were struggling up to that point, and then played in number 5. All of a sudden it turned for them, and they had a 3-2 victory against Oxygen. When coming in against Chile Mountain, you of course would have expected them to just cement their position in the standings a bit with another victory. But yeah, Chile Mountain is giving them a run for their money. And they're looking also for kills now as they're jumping into the middle again, looking for another quick attack. So Skork is getting attacked here too. We have top side still our Leo versus Urel lane. Sometimes again, Gia jumps out. It's not no kills yet. I mean, once that we have level 10 abilities, it should change rapidly because not only do we have the Entomb, but also it can be comboed off with Diablo going into the Apocalypse. Granted, on this map it could be the Lightning Breath, but still it would be a nice combo. At the same time, we have Void Prison and the Falling Sword. Alright, they got their ults out. Here's the level 10 for the other side. Bloodlust, baby! Oh yeah, we're going Bloodlust. Tidal Waves incoming on 13, but in the meantime, the kill. Mephisto softening them up a little bit, and then the Space Goat jumped in, and Urel gets the double kill. 2 down, 2 kills to 0. Chile Mountain. Nice. Yeah, Jojo with a Falling Sword. I mean, again, this time we don't have it with Anduin, so it's not like the light bomb combo. Oftentimes you see it played against Ana on the other side. We've seen it against other backliners that are really not that mobile, especially supports oftentimes attack, but Falling Sword is by now just super common, which makes me incredibly happy because that talent is just so much fun after level 20 in particular. But we've seen just recently, it was last Playday actually, the combo with Anduin multiple times where the light bomb setup just allows you to crush targets so quickly. There's a lot of that happening right now, and there's just a bit more flexibility at this point. Also, with the Bloodlust now taken, again, we should see the Tidal Waves on level 13. You don't need your Earth Shield if you don't go for Ancestral Healing. And that would allow them to really explode in these fights. But if they can really make that work, a good Entomb to set it up would be pretty cool for them. If they can make it work though, that's a different question. But of course we are seeing a lot more of the Bloodlust these days. But either way, let's see what else they can actually do right now. Here comes our little play towards the shrine. Zeratul isn't even there. Are they giving another one up? We've seen that in the past, and it seems like they might just do that. There's already Odin getting popped. You could always counter with the Dragon Queen on the other side. 19-8, but Zeratul is top side, and it just doesn't seem like Chile Mountain is too interested in this. Chile Mountain is more or less sitting here just saying like, yeah, we're gonna poke you out a little bit, but at the end of the day, we're not going to commit to this. Instead, we have Urel in the middle, we have Zeratul at the top, we're gonna do our thing here, and then we're gonna defend against the objective. And you might have noticed that so far Alexstrasza hasn't actually popped the Dragon Queen in these fights. And one of the reasons is that if needed, she can simply use it on the defense and they're not going to lose too much. So that's one of the advantages that you have if you just don't use all of your abilities in that situation. So they are absolutely confident that they can defend this. There's the Dragon Queen, as announced, for the defense. They're moving in, they're still pushing the other lanes, but Chile Mountain just simply didn't want to fight here yet. They're saying, nope, we're going to give you the objective, we're going to take the later fights, but we're not going to feed into you at this point. Here comes the level 13, slight advantage in Talons, a bit of a push into the middle. I like that we had Granite Gaming moving over to make that play. But yeah, there's the attack and there's the kill, not even the Void Prison getting used here. As predicted, the tidal waves have now been chosen. And here comes the drop on the fort. They destroy it. Apox set up. That could be a kill. Oh, beautiful bomb. And it gets soaked up by the ult. It was a nice thought. I really liked it. I really liked the combo attempt. It didn't work the way that they wanted, but the idea was there and it was pretty cool. So now we got another play for a fort at the bottom of the map. This time it doesn't seem like they can take it. They did some damage though, and at least they took the structure in the mid lane down. 60 stacks also for Taika, so he's really getting some extra duration out of it. And Backwood has to jump out with a falling sword, can't really commit to it this time. Into a backline attack. Gia is coming now in from the side too, as is Darkmoke, so with the two joining the battle, it's going to be a 5 versus 5, and that's something that apparently the blue team doesn't want to fight right now. 1 kill to 2. Damage output, as you can see, heavily leaning towards Tychus and Mephisto. I mean, with Tychus is actually no surprise. It's the only range damage dealer for the team here. The only real range damage dealer. Eva, of course, is still going to chip in a bit of extra damage, but Tychus is supposed to be the one who's rocking the numbers. Whereas Mephisto is in a similar position for his own team. So next objective is gonna drop in the middle of the map. Shaman camps have surprisingly also not played a huge role just yet. It's another thing that we should probably point out here too. It's one of those things because of how the game played out and them giving up 2 Punishers that haven't had the impact that we oftentimes see them have whenever those fights over the shrine just super prolonged. So instead, we now have them taking it a bit late. Could see if they can still make a play up at the top. Down to the bottom of the map though, another approach to go for the fort. And Granite Gaming is really eager to get ahead in structures, as you can tell. They're making play after play. They drop the middle. They're moving down to the bottom again. 2 of the forts are down and Chile Mountain is on the back foot. They might be the ones in the lead in kills. They also, gotta call it out here, have been able to stick on the same level of experience as their opponent, but they're losing structures on the map now, which means that even the objectives are going to be harder for them to win because they don't have any fountains nearby. They can't just easily pre-tap or fall back in the middle of a battle and go to the fountain. Granite Gaming has that option still. They haven't lost a single fort yet. The top lane also is going to get defended, but the shrine is activating. And this is, as it's scaling, now a Punisher that you should really try and fight for. I mean, you kind of need to. So we have on the left side, again, another camp taken. This also well timed with the objective now. And we'll see what they're going to do in the middle at this point. So, yeah. Let's see what we can actually pull off at this point. Also, we still need the engage from Jojo into the backline. Again, if you have the falling sword, you're trying to disrupt the backline a little bit. Maybe jump on the Tychus, put pressure on him. Maybe go for Rhaegar here even. 16 talents are ready for both teams. That gives us, first of all, the Draconic Discipline, but also the Void Slash for Zeratul again. So now they have some really serious plays here. As also already talked about, we have on level 13 and 16 the talents for Leo that are pointed out. They do really synergize well with the level 4 choice that he went for. And since in this game he didn't need the extra wave clear, it makes sense for them to make that adjustment. They have Diva as well, so there was no need for Neopesant. VP is out. Gia and the boys want to go for the kill. The Entomb, on the other hand, gets also dropped here. Counter damage, and that's the end of Diablo. The Rhaegar is down too. The falling sword into the backline as they're making the play for Swangrota, and they go down. It's a triple kill. They try and go for Nick too. He might be able to escape. Top side is about to be lost. The fort about to go down, but at least the objective gets locked in by Chile Mountain. They secure it for the red team, and now an opportunity presents itself to push through the middle of the map and drop a fort too. Maybe get a little bit more even. They're gonna try for more, they have to go for more. But those were important kills. It finally gives them a leading experience, and they can draw a bit more even on structures. Zeratul has also now pushed out the top lane and is starting to make a bit of a play for the main structure there. With the, well, with the Punisher still at 75%. I guess they're not going to take the keep, but they should be able to at least do some damage here and take the wall down, so that shouldn't really be an obstacle for them. And we'll see. Top side, yep, they're dropping this one. Not going to be an issue for them at all. Here we go. That's looking good. 5 kills to 1. Nearly a level ahead. Not quite there yet, but soon TM, I suppose. Well, they're looking good on this. Oh, yeah, they're fighting back. It looked like a bit of an advantage for Granite Gaming for a while now. But again, objective number 1, number 2 were deliberately abandoned by Chile Mountain. Pushed out the lanes instead. Now they're starting to face the music though. But Granite Gaming is coming back in experience. They're trying to make the play for backhold, and he can easily jump out. No problem for him at all. Instead, the turnaround attempt. Ooh, careful. That's the end of Mephisto. Yeah, no chance for him. Mephi is down, but that was a pretty good escape of backhold. Again, you normally want to engage with the falling sword. You're trumping on the backliners. I mentioned it earlier. We see it a lot against Ana in particular, or of course in general if you have Anduin on your team for light bomb combo. But you can also use it as a disengage tool if you get locked down by an Entomb. Unfortunately for them, Mephisto was sniffed out and taken, and that allows Granite Gaming to push through the middle with an advantage here. So, yep, nicely done. There's the attack. Okay, that's a keep. Yeah, I gotta say, Granite Gaming, they're really exploiting these mistakes, aren't they? So all of a sudden, I mean, they are the ones who are way behind in kills now, but they have just taken a keep, and the top rotation is going to drop another fort. So in structures, they're just securing themselves an advantage that is not going to be easy to bridge. Still at a slight experience advantage for Chile Mountain, but not for much longer. So yeah, that's another problem. But anyways, bottom of the map, Urel is looking for another camp. A little bit of an experience grab here. Mercenary experience heavily leaning towards Granite Gaming. Just a better job on the camps in this game. You can see that the passive experience is also giving them the advantage thanks to all the structures that they previously destroyed. Yeah, you're right, Darkmork. They want him. They might get him. Jumps around, has to commit to the ult sooner rather than later. Gia is there. Could also drop the VP if needed, but doesn't have to commit to the cooldown. Does it now as the rest of the team is there, and they're isolating Svamkrota. That's the kill against Tychus. Tychus is down. They go for Diablo again to push into the wall as Urel comes in for the mace to the face play. Diablo with the Apocalypse. They're trying to go for the play here. Score, careful. Diva also about to be dropped out of the mech. Nitori comes in, and the body block against Diablo is going to seal the deal on him. He gets the stacks together, but he's definitely going to fall and lose his souls. Goodbye, my friend. Top Shrine is now activating, and since we still have a fort at the bottom, the blue team can fall back to the safety. But level 20 talents are ready, and this is really where Jojo is going to pop off with that ult. Level 20 is where you have the most fun if you're going into Falling Sword, simply because the cooldown reduction is going to allow you to jump through those team fights like a bunny on speed. You're going to get multiple ults through in the same battle. Now, of course, that is not going to be the case if the Buried Alive hits you. The Buried Alive is just one of the best ones. I mean, this thing is just absolutely brutal. Fantastic ult. Big push at the bot lane, by the way, as Granite Gaming realizes that with 4 heroes on the map, they won't be able to win the objective, but they're still able to do the damage at the bottom. Gia is just telling them, listen guys, I'm still here, so could you please get the fuck away from my keep? They're not going to do him this favor, and Granite Gaming is going to get one here. The rotation back is too late. They're finally trying to do it as they chase Leo off, but that should be a keep right now. Gia is doing what he can. Can he actually get a kill here? I mean, yeah, Diablo doesn't have any souls and is a bit weak, but still, hello? He saves the keep, at least for now. The fight is there. Oh, Bakul misses the jump, though. Doesn't get it against Svamgrota. Topside Punisher has been taken, and Dibbles is down. Dibbles is dead. Alex Straza coming in from the skies and taking him apart. And now it's a 5 versus 4. And the topside push is still en route. Nobody to bait it over. That is going to hurt. That wall will open up. They're hearthstoning back as we speak. But up at the top, now that the doggy is in, the jump gets triggered. The problem is that we already have everyone else moving into, and they're gonna get a keep. The question is, can they get more? Bottom keep has still been saved. Here comes the Dragon Queen again. They're making the play. 8 kills to 2. Cooldown reduction as Johanna creates some space and jumps with a falling sword into the backline. Diablo is still not there. Down goes the keep. The VP locks Tychus into place. They go for an isolation play. The follow-up for Mephisto, buried alive, just doesn't do enough. 1 down, 2 down, make it 3, baby. And that's a play for Core right here, right now. Yasu is dead. The doggy has fallen. And this is a victory. They take the match. Chile Mountain, ladies and gentlemen. They decided they are able to win with a 3-1 against Granite Gaming in this Heroes of the Storm match. Nicely done. Their first map and match victory in the CCL. Nicely done. GG and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.